Jessica Connelly is back with a Caribbean tan. Hi, Jessica. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So, where were you on vacation? Because you look all tan and healthy, and
We went to Curacao. I was in Curacao and very Dutch colonial. There's
uh-huh.
over 35 beautiful beaches and lagoons. I only got to like eight of them, but that was fine by me. It was
Very,
better than the Jersey Shore at this point.
yeah, very relaxing.
Yes,
Okay, good,
indeed,
good.
indeed.
I'm going on vacation in October, but this one will not be relaxing. This one will be Universal Studios and Epcot Center.
Fun.
Yeah, because the wife doesn't like it, but I this is like I just booked it because I've always wanted to go there.
Why not? It's your inner child. She'll love it when she gets there.
So once I got there, once I booked it, then all of a sudden, like she's all into it.
Do you have the matching shirts yet? Husband, wife.
No, we have the serious and silliness matching shirts though.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, we wore them last night because we went to an arm wrestling tournament,
Oh, you
and
did go.
yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It was cool seeing the girls arm wrestle because some of them are like, it was one girl arm wrestling like heels. It's like that was weird. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And like there were two world champion women arm wrestlers there.
Is
Because it
that the
was
one was one of them that you interviewed?
yeah, I've interviewed a bunch of them, but one of them I did interview. And you could tell like she had on like you could tell like she was ready. She had the sneakers on, she had the powder all over her hands,
Love it.
and she had the thing on her arm, right? And she was like all ready, and she had the yoga pants on with her shirt, her arm wrestling shirt. This girl steps up in heels, and I'm like, where's this going with this? What the hell? You can't look cute arm wrestling.
They got to make it feminine somehow. You
I
can't have
guess.
nails, right?
No, you can't.
Right.
Yeah.
So she tried,
All right,
I guess.
whatever. She got her ass handed to her, though, you know.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to talk about this phenomenon going on in the United States,
Oh my goodness.
the Karen. I don't know why Karen seemed to blow up really big in 2020 during the whole mask thing.
Yes.
And then it's just kind of taken over.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is, since you are a psychologist, you are a therapist,
Yes.
um, we are going to take a look at some Karens, and we are going to see what the hell is going on, and we're going to diagnose it. And I think we actually both had the same idea when we saw the Short Hills Mall Karen. Yeah,
That was intense.
that was really crazy. That was really, really nuts. I don't know. Some of them, I feel like some of them are Karens and some of them are just nuts.
Well, you have to think about it. Majority of them are just so hyper vigilant because of the uncertainty of the unknown, right? So they're like, like, you know, so anger usually is masked, for fear, anxiety, shame. So it's pretty
Mm,
much more fearful and anxiety. And
mhm.
that's where the masks came from. But I saw two different extremes. I saw like them, a lot of women and some men too, going crazy, like if you weren't wearing it. And then if you were wearing it,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
take it off. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fight
Yeah. Yeah.
against it, and it's
Yeah.
just
I've seen that. I've seen
two
that.
extremes.
Primarily, the Karen is a white woman.
Hmm.
You don't usually get minorities that are Karens, and you get like a handful of white guys here and there. But the
Ken.
women to
They call
men,
them
yeah,
Kens,
call them
right?
Kens.
Yeah.
But the women to men, it's like 25 to 1. You know what I mean? For it,
Hmm.
or 100 to 1. I mean, every once in a while you get a Ken, but mostly it's a Karen.
Yeah.
You know, I think black people have their own Karens, but they're a little bit more hostile, and I don't think
Yeah.
they call them Karens. Like
No.
the ones that like don't want to listen to the police and they fight and they so on and so forth and so on. I think that's like more like the
That
and
direction.
yeah. But
Hmm.
we're going to be concentrating on the ever popular Caucasian American Karen. We need like a Steve Irwin to like talk
Oh
about
my
like with an
goodness.
accent. All right,
Yes.
so why don't we just dive right in and get started? So I took the pleasure of looking up on Instagram, Crazy Karen's 2020.
Oh my goodness. Well, then they have the Karen's gone crazy.
Yeah,
Karen's gone wild.
there's a million of them. Like we
Yes.
can't. It's unbelievable. And I picked out. Well, here is the Short Hills Mall Karen. Do you want to take a look at that
Oh,
one?
yeah,
All right.
definitely.
Let's. Okay, so she goes to hit the woman. The woman
Yeah.
pulls out a camera in like record time, right? Pulls out her phone in record time. She must have been pulling out the phone before she even went to hit her. She
Right.
goes to hit her, and as soon as like the phone goes on, she goes and plays the victim.
Hmm.
So immediately playing the victim is definitely um, a characteristic of a Karen when they are caught doing something wrong.
A narcissistic trait. Yes.
Okay, so
Superiority trait.
okay,
Entitlement. This is
uh-huh.
this is entitlement here.
Okay,
But I think that I'm more confused. I know that the woman like caught her right away, but I wanted to know what happened prior to that because
mm-hmm.
obviously the woman went to try to like jump on her and hit her.
Mm-hmm.
But then everything after that obviously just shows like she's super guilty. Um but even just something like that she just went down, crouched down to get the attention. I mean, I know that you're going to go further more into it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this is just more your, can't take accountability for their actions. She didn't think anything was going to be recorded and
Mm-hmm.
went to try to attack this woman and then plays the victim because it's easy to play the victim.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think it was a mental health breakdown. She's pulling that because,
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think it's a
yeah.
legitimate mental health breakdown either. She's pulling that card because she knows she's wrong and she's on camera now. All right, so let's see what the hell else happened. She just tried to run and hit me. And now she sounds like a tea kettle. the
Oh boy.
the woman, I don't know her name. The woman that's recording, her patience is unbelievable.
Yes. All she wanted to do was get her free panty and use her $10 off coupon. So that's what we call, if you want to put that on pause, you call that an adult emotional immaturity. This is their breakdown. This is an adult tantrum.
All right, so this is like an extreme count. I feel like there's more going on here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like this woman is more needs like some serious therapy sessions.
Well, yes and no, because if you keep going, I don't know if it was this one, part one or part two, where she stopped crying for a second and gave
Yeah.
like a look that, even my soul kind of shook a little bit. I was like,
Okay.
oh my goodness.
All right, so let's see. Oh my. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Holy shit.
Right. And then the other woman was defending.
Yeah, well, I think they're trying that victim mentality is trying to basically get people to feel for her and be on her side and
Yes.
come to defend her. Another trait of Karen's is they can't just leave.
No.
Uh my wife said to me, I asked her, why don't these people just leave? And she said it's about she doesn't she's trying to show that you can't make me leave.
Right.
She would rather.
Superiority.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Superiority.
All
That
right.
entitlement,
Okay.
and nobody's on her level. Like, why should she leave?
All right. Because she's saying don't record me, but she could just leave.
Right. But why? She can put on a whole show.
Okay. I think my favorite part
Is this
is,
when she's on the floor?
yeah, my favorite part is when she really tries to faint and pass out, but
Mhm.
she just doesn't really, she just messes it up. She doesn't really commit to the
No,
faint. She
no
kind of
Emmy.
just, it looks like she's kind of just laying down and taking a nap. It's just, it would be terrible. Oh, this is the whole thing. We don't want to watch the whole thing.
No.
Yeah. Oh, let's just go to part two. Okay, let's see. It must be in part two. Okay.
When she's on the floor.
Yeah. All right. It might be at the end of part one. Let's see. When she just, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here, you see how she's just not, she's trying to pretend like she passes out, but
Yeah.
it's almost, she just lays down and doesn't. That is the worst acting I've ever seen. That's worse than when, Shaquille O'Neal used to, like, take a dive
Oh
in the
my goodness.
NBA, and he used to just, it was, she just couldn't commit. That was a terrible acting job.
Yes.
And, you know, so what do you think? What is going on here? Because I think there's more than just being a Karen here.
Um, she doesn't want to be held accountable. Like, her parents probably never even held her accountable for any of her actions. She got everything she wanted. I mean, hence she's also shopping in Short Hills
That's
Mall,
true. Yeah. Good
you
point.
know?
Good point. Yeah.
So why is
For
this
people
black
that
woman
don't
in
know,
there?
Short Hills is a very bougie place.
Yeah. So, like, why is that black woman in there?
Oh, yes.
Like,
Yes.
why? She's
Karens
doing
tend to
something
be
to me.
racist. Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Oh,
extremely.
good point.
But then, and
Very
then
good
you can
point.
see when she stops and pauses, when she cries, um, there was a big trend on TikTok that had these Karens like fake crying, and this is what they do. Um, so to kind of show their innocence, or
Mhm.
that victim mentality. And it just goes back to the Emmett Till. It goes back to Emmett Till, which was a white woman that accused a 14-year-old boy um, of basically whistling at her, and the brother and the husband, I believe, went after him and killed him and stoned him to death. And the
Oh,
mom
man.
made sure, yeah, and then the mom made sure to have an open casket so everybody can see what they did to that. They stoned that poor boy.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's unbelievable. So
yeah,
is this something about power too, right? It's like,
correct.
it's something like, I could really
Control.
take you down. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Still narcissistic trait that they are superior to everyone. They're very entitled. It's about me. Look, me. Wah! Crying on the floor, tantrum.
So this is like, is it some sort of personality disorder?
Could be this one. This one
Yeah.
definitely has a personality
And
disorder.
what about antisocial? How do you?
Her
Yeah.
antisocial?
Yeah. Antisocial personality.
Oh,
What did I? Or am I? What is it called when? Okay, I'm probably screwing up the terms here. So help me out. Is it something? I thought antisocial personality disorder was when you can't conduct yourself properly in society.
well, and I mean,
No.
it can fall
No.
under that, but there just seems like there's more to this. This seems like
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
mania. This is like manic here,
Okay.
little mania.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Okay. I mean, we could try any of them, but I just want to go to the ones that I saw, so I know that they're legit. Uh, this one was really sad. You see this one? She made this little girl cry.
No.
All
Oh my
right, yeah.
goodness.
Let's see how bad this one is.
It's okay. If you smack his ass, we'll pull the pups through. But you stand right here, no one's gonna touch the skin, okay? Look, you're so proud of yourself.
To erase the chalk.
Erase.
Oh, she was playing with sidewalk chalk.
That's fine. So don't look at the mess. Don't look at the
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. So the little girl was playing with sidewalk chalk, which every little girl does.
Yes.
And the neighbor or whoever came out and started hosing the sidewalk chalk off the street, and just kind of made this little girl cry after she drew this whole thing, just playing, entertaining herself. Um,
Oh.
I don't know. What do you
Well,
think?
that I don't even think that was a racial thing. That was just her, just not a nice woman. She
Yeah,
just was not nice. Like, how do you do that to a little girl?
yeah. I
Like, was
think
her childhood that messed up?
yeah. What is the entitlement that great that you don't care about the feelings of a little girl?
Well, I think that's deeper with that woman because she was definitely an older woman.
Yeah, she's
Why would you do that to a little girl? So that means that something happened to her as a little girl, and she's projecting that.
oh,
So whether it was somebody that did something similar to her to like take away her power of
mm,
being a kid.
yeah, I could totally okay, I could see that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, I could see that. Yeah. All right, let's try another one. Oh, this is a good one. You're gonna like this one.
Oh my
Yeah, you're
goodness.
gonna like this one. This lady is batshit crazy.
Rude about what? Laughing at him. About what? I don't know. Y'all was your old lady was sitting out here staring at him. So were y'all's friends. And y'all were cracking up. When you came out, you no. We just got that. Don't answer no stupid ass question. That's not stupid. I'm just asking. I promise you that every day I come out here from now on, I'm gonna make fun of you every time I walk out the door. Every time I go in the door, I'm gonna make fun of you. Well, I don't just like I'm gonna do you. I don't care if you sit over there and cry yourself to sleep every night. You don't have to. But if you don't break your ass over there, I want you to put me out. I want you to do it. Get the hell out of this yard. You got 5 minutes. Get the fuck out of this yard, you stupid fucking bitch. All right, get the fuck over here. What are you gonna fucking do? You do something. What your fucking do something.
Wow. Look at those eyes.
Wait, they're like missing teeth and everything, so there's a lot of drugs involved.
Shut up. Get the fuck out of the fucking yard. Get the fuck out. I'm telling you, stop. Get the fuck out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
intense.
Yeah.
I think that's
Obviously,
just like a bad neighbor.
yeah, obviously that's a Karen, but he dealt with that completely wrong.
Definitely. And it seems like she's used to getting hit and beat because she kept instigating and
Yes,
he was
she wanted
him to hit her.
Yeah.
Definitely drugs are involved. The one lady had no teeth whatsoever.
Yeah, yes.
So there's just a lot going on there.
Yeah. He
This
dealt
is
with that.
crazy.
He dealt with that terribly. I understand him not giving her any satisfaction. I get it. But you have to look at that lady and say she's nuts. And the way I would have handled it is I would have
You would have laughed. I think you would have laughed.
Well, no. I wouldn't have, because this could escalate. So what I would have done is I would have just tried to talk to her and say, all right, what happened? You know, what happened? And then I would have listened, and I say, that didn't happen, but I apologize greatly if you thought something like that happened, and I can promise that'll never happen again. So I'm truly sorry that it was, misconstrued, but that never happened, and I apologize. And if you want, I'll apologize to you. She said her husband was crying all night. Whatever. Because I think handling her with kid gloves and trying to kind of like emotionally smooth it over would work better than heighten the situation.
Right.
You have to judge the situation. You don't want to escalate it, especially if the person's your neighbor.
Well, I feel like they've been feuding.
And
like, I feel like this is not the first.
Yeah, that happens a lot. And especially if this person's your neighbor, and you could tell when she pulled up closer, you could see the eyes. She's not dealing with a full deck.
No.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
But anyway, go ahead. What do you think? What's your take on it?
Oh, yeah, no, that's just a lot of drug. I just think it could be a Karen, but I feel that she, it's like a bad neighbor situation, and she's probably just had enough of whatever craziness that they're doing. And she's saying that they were up all night, but it seems like they were up all night doing other things.
Yeah, definitely.
They were
And,
definitely.
and another thing is, obviously, once again, you can't make me leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's his yard.
Yeah.
That's his yard. Like,
yeah.
Get off his property. You're trespassing at this point.
Yeah, and she won't. And that is a typical trait of a Karen.
Yes.
It seems, I watch this show sometimes on YouTube. It's called Fresh and Fit. Okay. And it was these two young guys, probably early 30s. And what they do is I like the after hour shows. I don't really watch the after hours. I watch the pre-recorded. And they get all these girls from the nightclub to come. They're in Miami. They get all these girls from the nightclub. Boy. And one guy, and they tell him the rules. Like, here's the rules. The rules are, let's not talk over each other. It has to be for good podcast sound and so on and so forth. And, and so on and so forth. So one guy really enforces the rules. And if the girl continues talking over him, or talking over his partner, or talking over other girls, he'll be like, okay, listen, I warned you plenty. Now you got to leave. Now you got to go. Right. Not one girl ever leaves peacefully.
Well, they're also inebriated, right?
Yeah. Well, you got to these are between 20 and 32-year-old club girls.
Right.
So they, all they have is like fake boobs and Botox going, right? Yeah. And not one girl spilled the drink. One girl sat in the chair and was just like, "You're not gonna make me leave." And another girl tried to hit him. It gets ridiculous. He threw out one guy, and the guy, just because the guy was high as a kite.
Yeah.
And the guy's trying to like speak, and the guy's just like, he's mumbling over his words. Like, all right, dude, you got to go, get out. And the guy just got up and got out and left. What is it about the idea of you can't make me leave? Yeah. Why do they want to escalate the situation so bad?
Because they have to be right. They have to be right.
Even
don't go there with the husband and wife thing, because this is two different things. Okay.
Say again.
I say you can't go there with the husband and wife thing.
No.
Wife is always right.
I'm not.
But they're always right, and you're going to hear what they have to say, and they're not going to move until they get their way, and it's their way or no way at all.
That's it. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's see if I could find a blatant racist Karen, because I found one, and how about this one? How about the crazy ex-girlfriend Karen? How about that one?
Oof.
All right, let's see that one.
As a dead ass just got off work, bro. It's 5 a.m. I work graveyard. My ex is literally here, bro. Because the security right here, and that's her car leaving right now, bro. Yeah, that's her license plate right here. This is her, bro.
I just got it done.
Fucking weirdo, psycho, pulling up to my job and shit. Dude, I'm dead ass being fucking followed. You see that car right there?
No.
She's just following me and shit. Look at this. She's blocking my car. Look at this. Look at this. You're blocking my car. You're blocking my car. You are blocking my vehicle and stopping me. Leave me alone. You are stopping me. You just showed up at my job at 5 a.m. I'm tired. Go away. Dude, you're insane. How did you find my job?
Oh,
dude,
boy.
Get away from me.
Goodness.
Dude, this is literally... Dude, I'm gonna die, bro. I'm dead ass gonna die one fucking day, bro. This is literally insane.
I'm dying to know what she's saying.
I don't know what's wrong.
Okay. I've had shit like that happen to me in my past with ex-girlfriends.
Oh boy.
Where I've dated girls that were nuts, and it was like I couldn't get rid of them if I wanted to. And it never ended well. But anyway, what do you think is going on there?
I want to know what she was saying. Like, why did she? I think I have so many questions. I have more questions than ever.
Yeah.
First of all, it's 5 a.m. You rolled up to his job,
Mm-hmm.
and then now you're blocking him. But I feel like
Followed
something
him.
is
We
missing.
followed him
Yeah,
home.
like, but there's something missing. Like, I need to hear her side. Like, I need to see. I need to hear.
I mean, even if you hear her side, I mean, look, even if they had a terrible, horrible argument.
What if he owes her money? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's, I don't know. I gotta hear her side.
I don't know.
I mean, women are
first. I mean, look
crazy,
at her appearance.
but...
Look at this leg tattoo right here.
So
look at that.
judgy.
That leg tattoo says "crazy bitch." That's what that means. That's what that means. Okay, a full leg tattoo down your thigh. Oof, that's yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look bad, but
it looks bad. There's certain spots, girls. I don't know. I know.
I need to know why.
Well, the thing is, I guess I could relate to this because I've had this happen to me.
And they just didn't want it to be over.
They just did not want it to be over. One time a girl met me at I went before work, because we met at the gym. This is years ago. We met at the gym and then we split up. We broke up and it was a bad breakup. And I went to the gym early in the morning before work because I didn't want to see her there at night. And she was outside the gym waiting for me.
Oh Lord.
Just like this girl.
Yeah.
I've had things like I broke up with another girl several times and she would show up. This is when I lived in Staten Island. She would show up at my apartment door, and then she would try to manipulate me with, sex and whatnot. And the first few times it worked, but then the last time I was like, no, you got to get the hell out. You got to get out. But I understand that you need to know her side of the story. But even if he owes you money, how much could he possibly owe you? Even if he owes you $1,000, take him to small claims court or send your big brother or I don't.
No, she's definitely crazy.
Yeah, she's nuts. Yeah.
I mean,
nuts. All right.
5 a.m.
Yeah, 5 a.m. Oof, that means she did not sleep a wink all night. There is a racist Karen, blatantly racist Karen that I saw before anything. And I cannot find it. We might have to just pick a random one now. You realize we could be doing this all night.
Seriously. Well, then you have this page, and then you have Karen's Gone Wild.
Yeah. I mean, literally, we could go on and on and on. But
there's supposed to be a movie coming out.
Yes, I saw the trailer. Did you watch the trailer?
I did, and I was glued, and I was scared. I was glued. I was scared. I'm like, oh my goodness, like she did such a great job. Like, great job.
That's the girl from
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, that's
right. She did a great job.
That's right. I don't see. Well, let's see the cop Karen. You want to check this one out? Those are always good.
Those are always good.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what's happening here.
Clearly don't like what they're up to. I don't care what they're up to. They go away. There's no reason to investigate. Just reading me about your business. Please don't get into it. I don't know why you're making accusations about me. You're an officer. We're supposed to be true. We're supposed to be true. Here's what I believe is taking place. Because you're an officer, you have to hold the law within the First Amendment. No, but I've been read with it. That's all you've done is sit and argue with me about complaints and I've seen about you. You said you got complaints, so then I attempted to help you. You chose not to ask for my help. It's a state on property. You wanted me to investigate what you said was a crime. That's the only way to be investigated. It's not. I just want to know what situation. What situation? Yes, sure it is. If that's what you would like the detectives to look at, that's what they'll look at. Okay. Are you a detective? Maybe I should. That's why I don't know why they have. I'm not being, but I'm not playing this. Be about your business. Be about your business. Suffice it to say, I would prefer not to hear anyone complain about your behaviors. So I can't interview people. That's not what I said. I said be about your business. I received complaints about you. I have talked to you about it. There is no black and white. You want me to do hypotheticals? I'm not going to do. Yes, because I want to know the law. I want to know what you guys will do. Everything is investigated individually. Just like you want to judge a Correct, it's evidence. I believe what you're doing here right now is this would be great for you, right? Arguing with
How is she arguing with this police officer?
Then let's move on with our night. So I can go protect somebody that might actually need to be protected.
Why can't you tell people that they can't just make
Right.
leave because of accusations? These are accusations.
Did I make you leave?
No, no, that's not what
Did I
I'm
make
saying.
you leave?
No, I'm trying to explain.
You understand people go to jail all the time based on accusations. And then it's up to
But I want to protect myself. Yes, good point. I want to protect myself.
They clearly don't want you to think it's
So I have to leave.
I'm not taking anyone's side. I'm not taking anyone's side. Leave people alone. I would say this seems like a bad idea. But that's just me. You're free to do whatever you like.
But I will have consequences if I go in there and engage in
Anything not being an adult in the world is ever clear.
All right. So people complained about her. She was I've InfoWars is a very right-wing entertainment show on I think they actually canceled it. I forgot the guy's name.
Too. They did. I think they did.
Yeah, I forgot the guy's name. He's an extreme right dude, and he sends this girl out to interview the extreme left. Right. And so you could see, like, there's the gay pride stuff going on and the LGBT stuff going on, so on and so forth. But she does it very insulting.
Of course.
So, yeah, because she's trying to stir up controversy.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the guy's name that she works with. InfoWars who's the guy that threw off, he was thrown off
forget
YouTube.
his name.
Yeah, he's really nuts. He was the one that said that the Sandy Hook killings was a conspiracy back in the day. Anyway, they threw him off YouTube. He's like batshit. I mean, whatever. So apparently the cop is basically he's getting complaints from these people, and he's confronting her saying, you're obviously not welcome here. Why don't you just leave? He's not telling her she has to leave, but if people are complaining about her,
leave,
then just leave. And she cannot seem to grasp her head around that.
Right. Well, it just coincides to what you were saying, from the other couple of videos. She wants to do what she wants to do.
Yeah.
But this was just for all clickbait and
yeah.
It's trying to stir the pot.
You may not agree what goes on, and you may not agree with somebody's stance, social stance, and so on and so forth. And you have the right to complain. But to walk right into the center of the tornado and start controversy and want to ask these questions that are just going to create rage and anger, you're just starting.
You're looking for it.
You're just looking for controversy. That's all you're doing. And if you don't like what they do, like this guy says, then just leave and don't take part in it.
Right.
And that goes for both right and left. I don't understand that whole idea.
Right.
I don't get it. I mean, look, I understand there are times where you kind of have to, the line is crossed.
Right.
Right. And maybe, somebody might be getting hurt because of a social construct, like,
but she's going to their turf.
Yeah.
So she's looking for it. And then if they do something to her.
And the thing is, they're doing the right thing. They didn't hit her. They didn't punch her. They went to the cops and complained.
Right.
And they said that person is being, belligerent. And the cop approached her. And instead of just going, okay, you know what, we'll do this another day. We got plenty of footage now. She's just battling back and forth with the cop. So I don't know.
Something to prove. Something to prove. That was something to prove. And the fact that she can do that to a police officer.
Yeah, right.
So it goes into also that race baiting thing again, that she can do that. She can talk to the officer like that.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Let it had been a different situation or a different person, we don't know what the outcome would be.
I'm going to ask a bit of a loaded question, but well, yeah. And why do you think this is primarily white women?
It goes back to, it goes so far back to history. This is like a generational thing.
Yeah.
and it's a loaded question because you can dig so deep with this.
Mhm.
And again, it comes to that entitlement, and it comes to um, you know, the superiority, not so much like white supremacy, but it's just,
It's
you
it's
know,
the entitlement, superiority, absolutely.
you know,
But the thing is, like we said before, there are Kens, quote unquote, but it's like 100 to 1,
right.
right? Um,
Well, women are much more emotional.
yeah, yeah. And it seems like these Karens cannot,
Contain themselves?
not that they can't contain themselves, they can't seem to define a situation. They can only escalate it.
Mm,
They can't seem to assess a situation correctly. They can't look around and go, okay, here is what's happening. This could escalate and get worse. So, all right, I give you an example. Okay,
mhm,
if I am at a bar and I'm
mhm,
having a drink and a guy bumps into me,
mhm.
and I turn around and go, yo, what's going on? And he's standing there with 4 of his friends. I assess the situation and go, all right, my bad. Sorry for bumping into you, even though he bumped into me, because he's standing there with 4 of his friends ready to beat the hell out of me.
Right,
Right.
right, right, right.
Whereas you take one of these women and a girl bumps into her with 4 of her friends standing there. There's no assessing the situation. It's just escalating. And before you know it, 5 girls are beating up this one girl.
Well, because it's the rage and the anger. And I mean, if you're talking about in that situation, especially with alcohol,
Yeah.
also makes it, just skyrockets. But
Mm-hmm.
it's they can't assess that because it has to be about them. And
Okay.
they have to win. They're
Okay.
the winners.
Right.
Think about this. They say um energy is basically or emotion is energy in motion, right?
Okay.
And it's just imagine just all that anger, just woof, all that anxiety, woof, even that fear, like, well, I can stand up for myself. Because remember, even in a man's world right now, a lot of women are still having to stand their rights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now they feel more so against another woman, like, well, you're not going to top me. You're not going to
Mm-hmm.
get past me.
Even though there's 4 or 5 girls standing there.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's
It's
just
to prove a point.
they can't, even if they're gonna get their ass beat.
No. And they can't keep their mouths shut.
Yeah.
I've
It's
seen
it's
it.
it's unfortunate because I think we spoke about this before. I had a friend who I actually did a video on it when I first started, which was don't date damaged women. And I actually what made me do the video was I actually met a friend who got into a lot of trouble because him and 2 of his other friends beat this guy so bad. As a kid I grew up with, beat this guy so bad that they put him in a coma. But how it started was the the girl walked by him. A girl walked by my friend's friend,
Mhm.
and I think burnt her with the cigarette. This is when you used to be able to smoke in bars and stuff back in the 90s.
Yes.
Showing my age. And the guy
Mine
turned
too.
Yeah, the guy turned around and said, watch where the fuck you're going. And the girl, instead of saying, oh, excuse me, I apologize, started, you know, escalating the situation. And then, of course, the boyfriend feels that he's got to protect her. And
Mhm.
now it's 3 against 1 because he had his 2 friends there and they beat him into a
To a
coma.
pole.
Yeah. And if he would have died, they would have been in jail for a significant amount of time.
Of course.
Maybe life, who knows,
Right.
but that kind of situation, that type of girl could not assess and go, okay, this is not good. It's clearly my fault, even though it was an accident. Can't say I'm sorry. And
Can't take accountability.
and there's 3 guys against my boyfriend.
Mhm.
You know, um, it's unfortunate. It really is because especially when you're young
Right.
and you have a girlfriend like that, you think you need to. First of all, you can't really when you're young, a young guy. It's very difficult to um understand the psychology of these types of girls. So a lot of times this what you think is love is really just obsession.
And
you know
lust. Yeah.
and then you feel you have to protect her and it becomes toxic and so on and so forth. But
Well, it's also pride and ego. It's a lot of pride, it's a lot of ego on both ends, male and female.
Oh yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
But with a woman, we cannot be. Uh, I'm going to remove myself from there. We cannot be wrong. They don't realize there's consequences for
Mhm.
them spewing. I remember in school a teacher calling it verbal diarrhea, that they would just spew
Yes.
and don't know and doesn't know how to stop.
Hmm.
And they know if they stop and they know they're wrong, it's like, no, 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 no. Now I have to keep fighting because I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. Even though in their heart, they probably know they're wrong.
And it seems like Karens are that to the extreme.
Right.
What is it about? I'm trying to look for the racist Karen because she was clearly dropping the N-bomb and the whole thing.
Oof.
Yeah, and I can't seem to find which one it is. And then we could call it a night. Oh, man. As soon as I saw that one, I was like, let me save that one for last because she dropped the N-bomb, and how YouTube works is they usually check the first few minutes of a video to see how clean it is, and then they don't pull it. I can't seem to. There's the crazy ex-girlfriend. I can't seem to find the. I know I didn't go this far down. I definitely did not go this far down. Let me see. Maybe I did. I don't know. Where the hell is it? I know I watched it, and I was like, oh, this woman is nuts. And it was just over a parking spot, like this. I can't seem to find it, but you know what? We'll just pick another one. You have to turn on your inner Karen to control your Kevin. Oh, okay. Let's try that one, and then we'll call it a night.
Okay.
Now I can barely hear it. Can you hear
I
it?
can barely hear it.
Yeah. Okay. Forget it. We'll do another one. That was terrible.
Well, it's kind of also like the ones, you're speaking of like the racist one, like the airport, for example, when you have minorities that can afford to sit in business or first class, and they're like,
Mhm.
and they check them like 4 or 5 times, like, no, are you sure you're supposed to be here?
Right.
And
Right.
it's
Right. Right.
like, wait, what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
Like
I
that.
don't understand. Like in this day and age, I don't understand that. I don't.
Well, it's media. It's the media and it's the
Oh,
programming
okay.
and
Yeah, I don't. I
divide and
mean,
conquer. It's divide and conquer. And this is, listen, when you bring up anything about race, the number one thing, it's the most emotionally driven topic.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
about conquer and divide. And that's how the separation will always still continue.
Right.
And the media just manipulates it as much as they can. The newspapers do the same thing.
No, you're 100% right. And it's sad. It really is because, I mean, there are plenty of minorities that are extremely, extremely successful
Indeed.
and could, that's just ridiculous. All right, let's try this one. I don't know. This lady just looks crazy. I don't know.
To the fucking house and look, you stupid cunt. Get the fuck off my property. Fuck you.
Well, he didn't handle that well.
Yeah. 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 That one really.
That was a meh.
Yeah. I mean, you could comment on it, but that wasn't, very good. Let's try this one. I don't know. I'm trying to see like a crazy looking Karen. Oh, what happened? Sorry.
No, I remember this one.
Oh, really? Is it a good one?
It was like something like they cut each other off.
Lady, are you serious right?
When they wouldn't let her cut, she called 911 standing in the middle of the drive.
You are blocking my car. Oh my, are y'all serious right now? If y'all don't get your Karen and Ken ass out the goddamn way, move. Karen and Ken, do you really want to walk her that bad? If y'all don't move.
All right. So what happened was they wouldn't let her cut the line. Is that what it is? When they wouldn't let her cut, she called 911 standing in the middle of the drive-through lane and didn't move till the police arrived. That's
Yep.
what happened?
Yeah.
Sweet.
This made the news. This made the news. And I barely ever watch the news, and this actually was playing in the background.
All right, let's see.
You don't even have the words for it because it's.
Move! Get out the way! Get out the way! Are you serious right now? Get your COVID ass out the way!
All right, let's see when the cops come. Oh, she's still. Oh, so she's.
Get over it! Come on! Sit here. I am not the one to play with. You. Exactly. This is a Karen. This is a Karen. This
All right.
is a Karen.
All right, where are the cops? Come on.
It's really. Oh my God.
Oh, okay. She's a black girl. She sounded white.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Well, did you see there was another one? It was just very recent that there was a birthday party and there was a black family and their kids, and then it was a white family and the kids. And the white lady really did not look like all there. She definitely seemed like she had some mental health issues. But she like basically was teaching her kids to call the black kids turds. You shouldn't be in this pool. You shouldn't be over here.
So she was indoctrinating her own kids.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right.
And you're absolutely right. I can say thank goodness for cameras because you can really. I mean, is it excessive? For sure.
But that doesn't stop them. I don't understand. The camera doesn't stop.
That's it right there. Actually, it's the second video.
This one.
Yep.
All right.
That's it right there.
Okay. Oof.
Your boys need to stop throwing like it's black people and turds in the toilet. Teach them manners. I'm gonna protect my kids. Teach your kids not to talk to black people any kind of way. I'm not in your face. I'm telling you to correct your children. Because I'm protecting mine as well. Call CBS.
Okay, first of all, it looks like Ringling Brothers does her makeup. I think she got too close to the Avon lady and she exploded on her.
She got the free lipstick.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But okay, so this nut job is indoctrinating her children, telling her kids that black kids are turds in a toilet bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean,
see how the cycle continues?
It's just
comes from home.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's truly sad. Maybe because we live in Jersey and New York and whatnot, and we are very
privileged.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, don't get me, let me rephrase that. Okay. I grew up in the 80s into the 90s in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, and it was very racist, but then the neighborhood started changing. So I heard growing up the N-bomb, the only time the N-bomb was used was derogatory. It wasn't anything. I could have clearly wound up like that.
Right.
But as time went on, it kind of, society changes, and, I don't understand how you don't change and internalize better morals and values. Like, how do you have the same morals and values as you are when you're 10, knowing that you grow up in this bubble where people don't accept other people?
Well, the generational cycle continues, and they don't feel like it's wrong because this is what they were programmed to do in their home, and this is what they spoke about. So, as much as we're like, so when you're educated, you can see that, you can understand that, it makes sense.
Right.
Some of these people are not educated, and sometimes they'll say a word, let's even call it this, that, things have changed, and, maybe this might go in another direction. But, when we used to sit down and cross our legs, you go, oh, sit Indian style,
Okay.
and that's considered racist. That's considered, or, inappropriate.
Yeah, that's the
That's why they
extreme,
do
right.
they call it crisscross applesauce now.
Oh, I did
So
not
that's
know
what they
that.
call, so that's just one of the examples that I'm giving.
Okay.
That even in your home, that like you were taught, hey, sit Indian style. That's it. You're going to sit in the corner, but it's derogatory, right? So you don't even realize some of the things that we are saying has some of a connotation of like racism to it.
I see.
Yeah, and some people don't even know. There's some things that I'm still surprised by. I'm like, wait, whoa.
Yeah, there's, all right, look, I'm no angel.
No.
The one word I trained myself not to use was the N-bomb.
Mm-hmm.
But there are times where I'm in the gym and I have my headset in, and I like to listen to like hard music. So it's either hard rock music or gangster rap.
And it's in it. It's
and
every other word.
Sometimes I am like just singing the rap lyrics while I'm working out, and I'm like, so there was this one time where I did it, and like there was a machine right next to me, and there was two black guys. They were kids though. They were like maybe in the early 20s right next to me, and I just looked at them. I said, it's the song. And he goes, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But then there was another time where I almost did it, and I caught myself, and thank God I did, because the guy next to me was like 6'5" and
he was like waiting for it. He was waiting
and
for
I was
it.
like, I was like, oh, thank God I didn't make that mistake that time. But
see, but it's in music, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, if they can say it, why can't I say it? And then it goes into that, and it's like, no, but you can't say it, but they can say it, but it's still wrong. It's wrong, but wrong to who? To me, to you.
It is, but that word is being used so nonchalantly. Yeah. And it's being used so nonchalantly, but it's not being used in a derogatory way. It's being used like just talking about a guy, that N word, blah blah blah. And
just because they changed it to an A, that doesn't mean that it's not.
Yeah, there's no room. There's that's the only word that I say there's no room for, because that word has so much history behind it. That word should not be used at all. But the other words, I don't like. Then it gets to the point where it's like, really, like I'm not going to stop saying the other stuff.
Right.
Like, okay, so I'll give you an example. Like, okay, so if I say call up one of my friends and I go, what are you doing tonight? Come on, let's go get a drink, man. Or come over, let's watch the fights, let's play cards or whatever. They go, no, I can't. I gotta my wife. I gotta do things. Whatever. Stop being a fag.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop using that word.
Right.
Right. And I'm sorry to anybody, but I'm not gonna stop using that word. I am definitely gonna stop using the N word, because the N word, there is no other connotation when you're a white person. There's no other. Yep. That's it. So that's done. But then you get to the point where it's like now you're doing a slippery, now you're going down a slippery slope, and you can't say this and you can't say that and you can't say this.
Well, now then it becomes super sensitive.
Like
well, that's what I was saying. Like the Indian style crisscross applesauce.
Yeah.
Who is it? What's the football team that they're trying? The Indians. They want to change that name, because it's insensitive. And then it's kind of like, okay, now where do we draw the line with insensitivity? So, but then it goes straight to, again, even to these Karens, for example, they just, it goes so deep. Like, I don't even think you understand how deep.
I can't. I don't understand it.
Like it even goes back to like slavery, like the men, the husbands will leave their wives at home, and they couldn't get pregnant, and they were impregnating, all the slave women.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the half caste can come from. And, it came to the point even in the United States that the Black women had to breastfeed the white children because the white women couldn't do it.
Really?
Yeah, it's just so deep,
Wow.
dark. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
just the more and more you start to research it, the more and more you kind of understand why they react that way and why do they feel so entitled and why do they feel that they're allowed to one up, you know, and then it goes into the white fragility.
Mhm. Do you think the Karen thing is getting worse?
Yes.
Yeah. Why is it getting worse? I don't like. It was never this bad.
Pre-COVID.
Or is it just everybody's got a camera and you can see it now?
I think everybody has a camera and you can see it now.
Mhm.
I also feel that the anxiety, it's that hypertension, that fight or flight. You know, they're very fearful. And again, it goes back to, you know, what was programmed in their family.
Yeah.
So, you know, and the media and so on and so forth. And,
Mhm.
you know, there's just so many different directions I can take this in,
Yeah.
but it will go away from why they do what they do. I do feel that COVID really because people are very uncertain.
Yeah. Definitely.
And people need to control. They don't know how to let go.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you one more loaded question.
Uh-oh.
Not only does it seem to be white women,
Mhm.
but it seems to be white postmenopausal women.
Is it because of the haircut? Like,
it just, I don't know. Are they mad they lost their youth? I don't, you know,
well, there's a lot
they're
of
not fertile
emotional.
anymore. Men aren't looking at them. I don't.
It's very emotional. It's emotional. And it's you know, highs and lows, and you know,
And then you throw a Karen in there, and it's an explosion.
that's it. It's
Okay.
done.
That makes sense. Makes sense. All right, Jessica, I'm going to let you go. Once again, a really good episode. I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
I'm going to see if I could pull a couple of short clips from this. I mean, I'll send it because that's my new style now. Instead of throwing one long episode out, I pull a couple of short clips because people are complaining my stuff was too long. So
Okay.
I would say, so I pull like 2, 3, 5. I mean, the longest is like 8 minutes of an interview, like the most interesting part. And then I try to get them to like watch the full interview again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely the short attention span.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But thank you again. I appreciate, and I'll think of another topic for next time.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it's always something. It's always something crazy. It's
Seriously.
Never, it's never like, oh, let's talk about, some kind of, why people are scared of the number 8. It's always some crazy shit.
Number 13. Number 13.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, where does that go? That's a good one. Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Jess.
Bye.
Bye.